Data storage media. Let's learn about bits and bytes, silicon chips, primary memory, secondary memory. Bits and bytes. All the information, data and instructions inside a computer get stored and processed as numbers. Computers use only two digits, 0 and 1. A bit, short for binary digit, is the smallest unit of data in a computer. A bit has a single binary value, either 0 or 1. Although computers usually provide instructions that can test and manipulate bits, they generally are designed to store data and execute instructions in bit multiples called bytes. In most computer systems, there are 8 bits in a byte. The value of a bit is usually stored as either above or below a designated level of electrical charge in a single capacitor within a memory device. Half a byte for bits is called a nibble. In some systems, the term octet is used for an 8-bit unit instead of byte. In many systems, 4 8-bit bytes or octets form a 32-bit word. In such systems, instruction lengths are sometimes expressed as full word, 32 bits in length, or half word, 16 bits in length. In telecommunication, the bit rate is the number of bits that are transmitted in a given time period, usually a second. We can explain it by this way. 1 bit is equals to the value of 0 or 1. 8 bits is equals to 1 byte. 1024 bytes is equals to 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobytes is equals to 1 megabyte. 1024 megabytes is equals to 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabytes is equals to 1 terabyte. 1024 terabytes is equals to 1 petabyte. 1024 petabytes is equals to 1 exabyte. 1024 exabytes is equals to
1 zettabyte. 1024 zettabyte is equals to 1 yottabyte. Abbreviations: 1 kilobyte is equals to 1 KB, 1 megabyte is equals to 1 MB, 1 gigabyte is equals to 1 GB, 1 terabyte is equals to 1 TB, 1 petabyte is equals to 1 PB, 1 exabyte is equals to 1 XB, 1 zettabyte is equals to 1 ZB, 1 yottabyte is equals to 1 YB.
silicon chips. The electronic circuits carrying bits are stored on chips. These chips are tiny pieces of a material called silicon. Each chip is covered with legs of circuits. All the chips in a computer are mounted on boards called printed circuits boards, PCBs, or daughter boards. These daughter boards are attached to a motherboard. The data and instructions that are entered into a computer system through input devices are stored in it in some storage media. The media is known as memory. This memory is made up of chips. Computer memory is of two kinds, primary memory and secondary memory. We can classify it through a
Hierarchy diagram.
Computer: primary memory, RAM, ROM; secondary memory, hard disk, CD or DVD, pen drive. Primary memory. Primary storage, also known as main storage or memory. This is the area in a computer in which data is stored for quick access by the computer's processor. The terms random access memory, RAM, and read-only memory, ROM, are often used as synonyms for primary or main storage. Primary memory is computer memory that is accessed directly by the CPU. It stores data or instructions currently used by the computer. RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It stores data and instructions only when the computer is turned on. You can read and write data on it. RAM is only a temporary memory. Whenever the power fails or the computer is switched off, all the information that has been stored in it is lost.
That is why it is also known as volatile memory.
ROM. ROM stands for read-only memory. It usually stores programs and instructions needed to run those programs, which tell the computer how to work. It keeps the data permanently. The memory is non-volatile in nature. Even when the computer is switched off, its data does not get lost. There are three kinds of ROM.
PROM.
This is another type of primary memory in computer which is called programmable read-only memory. You know that it is not possible to modify or erase programs stored in ROM, but it is possible for you to store
Your program in PROM chip.
Once the programs are written, it cannot be changed and remain intact even if power is switched off. Therefore, programs or instructions
Written in PROM or ROM.
cannot be erased or changed. EPROM. This is stand for Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory, which overcome the problem of PROM or ROM. EPROM is Programmable Read-Only Memory, Programmable ROM, that can be erased and reused. Erasure is caused by shining an intense ultraviolet light through a window that is designed into the memory chip. When the EPROM is in use, information can only be read. EEPROM, Electrically Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory, similar to the EPROM, but it uses electrical beam for erase the data of ROM. Secondary memory. Sometimes you have to store so much information, but it cannot be saved in the primary storage devices. In that case, you need to save data outside the computer in a secondary storage device. Secondary memory is also known as auxiliary memory. In such a situation, we need to store information in a secondary memory device like CDs, DVDs, pen drives, and hard disks. These are called secondary memory. CD. The full form of CD is compact disc. It is portable disk having data storage capacity between 650 to 700 MB. It can hold large amount of information such as music, full motion videos and text, etc. It contains digital information that can be read but cannot be rewritten. Separate drives exist for reading and writing CDs. Since it is very reliable storage media, it is very often used as a medium for distributing large amount of information to large number of users. In fact, today most of the software is distributed through CDs. DVD. The full form of DVD is Digital Versatile Disc. It is flat round disc. It is similar to a CD
but has larger storage capacity
and enormous clarity. Depending upon the disk type, it can store several gigabytes of data. DVDs are primarily used to store music or movies. It can be played back on your television or the computer too. It is not a rewritable media device. Hard disk. It is another form of auxiliary storage. It is fixed inside the cabinet of a CPU box. A hard disk consists of one or more rigid metal plates. A single hard disk usually consists of several platters. Each platter requires two read or write heads, one for each side. All the read or write heads are attached to a single axis arm so that they cannot move independently. Each platter has the same number of tracks, and a track location that cuts across all platters is called a cylinder. The normal storage capacities of hard disk for personal computers range from 10 GB to 120 GB. Due to large storage capacity, it is preferred to store all important data into the hard disk. The data stored in
it can be retrieved very fast.
pen drive. It is a pen-like device. It is a small and an extremely portable storage device. It is very different from a hard disk or a CD. It is attached outside the computer at a place called USB port. It can store large amount of data, 2 GB to almost 256 GB. It is the most convenient device to carry data from one place to another. A pen drive is also known as a USB drive or a flash drive.